Hi, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel, and I took pretty much the entire month of August off. If you've been here a while, you know that August is not my greatest months. I deal with a lot of mental health issues during the month of August because it is the death anniversary of not only my dad, but now also one of my very close friends as of last year. So August I tend to take the majority of the months off. If the writing comes, then I do write. I don't like push it away. But a lot of the times I really try to like work on myself, and I've used the month of August as like a creative well type of month. So that's essentially what I did. I binged a whole lot of trash reality TV, and on August 18th, which is the actual death anniversary of my dad and now also one of my closest friends, I use that day specifically to celebrate their life. So every year I will do some sort of movie marathon of my dad's favorite movies. Last year I did Back to the Future because he loved that trilogy, and this year he was a very big Top Gun fan, and since I hadn't seen the new one, I decided to watch the original Top Gun and the new one and cried like a freaking baby because my dad would have loved it. The new Top Gun was so freaking good. It was so good. Highly recommend watching it. You don't have to watch the original Top Gun unless you want that sort of backstory. But I do think the new one had a much better plot, and I think Miles Teller is much prettier to look at than Tom Cruise, but that's just me. So that's basically my August. If the words come, I will write, but I don't go out of my way to do the writing in August. That also meant that I took a big hiatus on all social media. Social media doesn't always do well for my anxiety and my mental health, and since August I'm already trying to work on my mental health, I try not to be on it as much, which is why I binge watch and binge read during the month of August. That being said, mentally that's how August was. I do have some stats. Since I didn't put out any videos in August, I have to go over how Camp Nano went for me, which if you saw my last vlog, you know that I won it. But I didn't make any videos past winning it that one day. Not that there were any words after that. But I did want to go over my July and August stats and then give you an idea of what I am expecting my September to look like and my goals for September. So, in July, which was Camp NaNoWriMo, I started off the month working on Only the Violet Hour, ended up working on Never Look Back, which I think this is the first time that I told you what the tentative title was. But anyways, so my range goal for Camp Nano was to write between 20,000 words and 40,000 words, and I hit that in 10 writing days, and I wrote 20,094 words in 10 days. Obviously not 10 days in a row, and it's about half in the Violet Hour and half in Never Look Back. I felt really good in July. I was happy to be writing again because prior to that the words just weren't flowing very well, and I did a lot of like re-outlining for the Violet Hour. And in the middle of the month, Never Look Back just kind of sparked, and I just had to like go where my brain was telling me to go. So in August, I did end up writing 6 days out of the month. However, nothing like how July was. In those 6 days, I wrote 2,335 words. So not a whole lot at all. Like I could get that in one writing day if I really wanted to. But with August, I just write when it comes to me, and I don't like work hard to go further than that. So honestly, I'm happy that it wasn't a 0 word month like previous Augusts. Like last August I did 450 words, so that also wasn't a 0. August of 2021 was a 0. And August 2020 actually was pretty good at 8,000. So I mean, it's not my worst August, but it's not my best August, and I'm okay with that. August just always sucks for me. Between me working on my mental health, it's also a super busy month because I have so many friends and family members that have birthdays in August, and the kids go back to school, so I have to get them ready. We're trying to get back onto like a normal routine for school, and it's a busy month. So I'm okay with taking August mostly off. I try to do that for December too, and most years I don't write a whole lot in December, but I always end up wanting to write more in December, even though December is filled with holiday stuff. That's a different topic. I'm rambling now. So, what I also did in these prior months is I officially took off the first iteration of the Violet Hour on Kindle Vella. I had that up until about May, and that's when I contacted Amazon to delete that project because I was in the process of re-outlining, and where I started it was basically in the middle of the actual book itself after I re-outlined. So I needed to take that off, and it finally came off. So it takes about 60 days. Like, you can still search for it in the search bar, but you can't read anything because there's nothing in there. So that's really annoying. I wish it was just archived and like gone, but I don't know how to do that. So that officially came off, I think, in the middle of July because it takes 60 days, and I contacted them sometime in May. And I was uploading the new version of the Violet Hour to Wattpad, and I had it down on like a schedule, and I just didn't know how to get more readers for Wattpad. It literally, nobody was reading it at all on there, other than the views that I had when I was, uploading it, which was strange. Like, at least on Kindle Vella, like, as I'm uploading it, it doesn't count as a view. And on Wattpad, that it seemed like that's what it was, because I think I had like 14 parts and I had 14 views. So anyways, so what I did at the end of August was I took that down from Wattpad, and I also did a little bit more re-outlining. So what I wrote that was on Wattpad and what's also available on my Patreon and Ream subscriptions, it's essentially going to still go somewhat that route, but I have tweaked it a little bit. The beginning's a little bit different, and some of the scenes are going to be the same, but I'm editing them, and I'm also moving some stuff around. So on Patreon and Ream, even though you can read all of the previous versions that I've previously posted on either Vella or Wattpad, you can no longer find those old versions on Wattpad or Kindle Vella. You can only find those on my Patreon and Ream if you are interested. But I'm not here to talk about those. I am here to talk about the fact that since Vella was doing decent for me, like I was getting some readership and I knew how to at least market it to try and get some more readers, as for Wattpad, I just could not figure it out. I've decided to put I've decided to put the new version of the Violet Hour on Kindle Vella, and I have the first 4 episodes already published on Kindle Vella, and I'm tentatively going to post on Tuesdays and Fridays. I have one more episode scheduled, and then I'm in the middle of writing next Tuesday's episode, and I'm hoping that this week I'll be able to at least write an episode or 2 a day, so that way I can have some backlog. But the more that I've been writing this month of the Violet Hour, the more I'm really loving how the words are flowing. I know I said that when I was writing it in July, but now that I've had that simmer for a little bit and I've reworked it just a little bit, it feels even better the way that it's going right now. I know it still needs a lot of work because it's still technically my raw, unedited first draft type of thing. And by unedited, I do like a quick view or a quick sweep on Pro Writing Aid just to make sure that some grammar and spelling is great, and make sure that I'm not like, I do like a really rough edit, so it's not technically a really raw, unfiltered rough draft type thing. So it's like I write the 0 draft and then I edit it a little bit and then I publish it on Kindle Vella. But I'm sure that once I'm done with Kindle Vella and I'm trying to work on like the actual ebook and physical copy, I'm going to actually go through like an actual developmental editor and a proofreader and whatnot, just to get the professional view on how it's looking. I'm essentially using Kindle Vella as a way to get feedback and to gain a readership. And if I can make a little bit of money while I'm doing it, it's just going to go straight towards the actual production of the book when it's ready to be published. So I think it's a win-win situation, and I'm really loving where it's going, and I'm so excited. Well, that's my plan for September. And so some goals to go along with this is I'm hoping to write 30,000 words in the month of September. I think I can do it. I don't think I've hit 30,000 words in 1 month before. So since I've been collecting all of my stats, I started in July of 2020. I haven't gone past 22,000 words in 1 month according to these stats. I also missed March, April, May, and June of 2021. I forgot to write down those stats, and I don't have them anywhere, so I don't know what happened in those months. So I've never hit 30,000 words in 1 month before. However, I know I can do it. Is that strange to say? The reason I say that is because, so in July of 2020, I wrote 22,000 words, and I wrote every single day. So I wrote it took me 31 days to do 22,000 words. But in February of 2022, I wrote 22,695 words in 8 days. So if I can do that in 8 days, and then this past July, I wrote 20,000 words in 10 days. So like, I know that I can write 20,000 words in at least 10 days, and there's 30 days in a month. So I know that I can at least hit probably about 40,000 words in 1 month if I really try hard. Maybe even more than that. Especially if I have like really good writing days. And now with the kids back in school, I can get back on a schedule to where I'm able to write distraction-free during the day. And I think that's going to help a lot. So I'm hoping to write 30,000 words in September. I'm hoping to be consistent with posting a new episode every Tuesday and Friday in September. And in September, I would also like to kind of bring back the live stream productivity sprints. Back when I first started this channel, that's kind of what I, in a way, started on. I did, I think, like 1 live stream a week with productivity sprints, and it ended up being like at night after my kids went to bed. However, with my son being in preschool right now and him being gone all day pretty much on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm hoping to incorporate a live stream on one of those days, if not multiple days, to do some productivity sprints. So if you're interested, I will go ahead and start getting that set up, and that'll help also keep me accountable. Another thing that I would like to do in the month of September is work on some digital products. I've flitted around the idea of having like a merch store, like with t-shirts and sweatshirts, and I think I was leaning towards like Teespring or Spring, whatever it's called now. I just have to like come up with some designs and like how I want it to be and like the sayings that I want on there. But I've also been dabbling with the idea of putting together a Notion template for writers. I'm still trying to figure out my best way of using Notion. I really want Notion to work for me. So I'm taking some courses on how to do Notion better and, you know, learn some of the tricks of the trade. And really get a template done that works for me, and if it works for me, it might work for other people. So I would want it to be, you know, available for other people in case they're wanting Notion to work, but they haven't found something that works for them yet. So that's probably not going to be finished in September unless I really work hard on it, and I don't write as much, but I'm really trying to focus on the writing first this month and then work on the Notion template secondary. So that's more of like a goal that I would like to have done by the end of this year. But I think that's all that I have to say about July, August, and what it looks like to be in September. I'm hoping September is going to be great for me, and I hope it's great for you. I hope that you guys at least got some of your goals done over the summer, and I hope that you are doing well now. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It does help support my channel. It lets me know what kind of content you like from me. And if you're not a subscriber and you would like to be, I would greatly appreciate and love you forever if you go ahead and smash that red subscribe button down below. But until next time, happy writing!
Had a few kids, bought a new house, promised you heaven, but